Last but not least, man, I think probably both our favorite position.
Yeah,
Uh,
PG, the
let's
one.
get to the PG.
Yeah. So I think with the one, just like I was saying with the two's got to have like the best pace on the team. Like you got to have the best pace. Um, you don't necessarily have to be like the most flashy with the ball, but you got to have like one or two like go-to moves that can get you past your defender if a play breaks down. I think your ability to break down a defender is like really important for the one. Because a lot of times you'll
Mm,
get that, we call it like a boomerang, comes back to you because somebody switched on you that can't guard you. Because a lot of times you're going to be faster than a lot of players on the floor. And you're supposed
mhm,
to be smarter than a lot of players on the floor. So with that combined, you're going to have a lot of opportunities to go and break someone down and create, because these plays are, designed to make something happen, but a lot of times you only get 30 seconds on a shot clock. If it breaks down, you don't have anything. Like, what are you running now? You got 7 seconds on the clock. Your big's like way over there. They're not gonna make it over here in time. So you gotta boom, 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 get past them. Something simple, get past them, kick out. Playoff two, kick out, or playoff two. Mid range shot, pull out. Go score at the
mhm.
rim, elevate in the air. Like, so I think that that's super important for the one. Is just your ability to break down a defender and just understand what to do when a player breaks down and not be like, oh, it's chaos now. Like, you got everyone's reacting on you. Like, literally,
Mhm.
you are controlling the tempo, the pace. This play right here, you're controlling it all. You have control of it. So what you do is how your team's gonna react. So
Yeah, the PG is I think that's probably the most crucial position
mm,
because you can't really thrive if you don't have somebody to set up the offense. Like you can have somebody to get a bucket, you can have the 3 and D wing and the versatile four, the power five, but if you don't have a PG that can,
yeah,
coach said run this and she can't run it because she's getting turnovers or she doesn't know the play or the play breaks down like you said and she can't get a bucket or just be a playmaker, all the other positions are kind of like taking a step back now because the PG isn't fulfilling her role for the team. So I think the PG has to be the most important with their level of impact because
mm,
if she's in place, not everything else is in place. If she's not, everybody looks bad.
yeah. No, I mean, she's your extension of the head coach, or he, if you're talking men's, but also like understanding spacing is something big too, because like you got to put players in spots, like literally
Yeah.
you're doing this. Can you handle the ball and do this with your left hand? Can you do it with your right? Like, can you be thinking about other things than handling the ball when you're getting ball pressured like crazy by a super athletic SEC guard? Like, that's hard, man. Like, trying to put everybody in place and handle, and somebody's right here on you, like freaking gnat on you, like just can't even
Hmm.
move because you're trying to work on spacing. So if you move, you're gonna mess everybody up because everybody's trying to space off of where you're at. So
Hmm.
you got to control the game, man. I mean, you got to be the controller.
Yeah. That PG has to be one of the most pressure situations. Because, like you said, they have to be an extension of the coach.
Mm,
So I have to know what the coaches know, and at the same time,
you got to know
make it translate on the court.
every play, every position.
Exactly. So I'm coaching this little rec team, and I don't run the offense.
Yeah,
Like I got a little point guard, and I let him control the offense. I just gave him the cues to look for. So it's just sixth grade boys. So it's like,
yeah,
hey, if they're in 2-3, this is our offense. If they're in 3-2, this is our offense.
uh,
If they're in this is our offense.
right,
So I don't call anything for our offense. I let him dictate it because he has to start learning these things.
right.
So I set up like it's nothing crazy, just basic stuff. So
Yeah,
if they're in 2-3, we running this zone offense or whatever.
right.
So now he looks at it. I'm like, hey, we had 1 or 2 bad plays, and I'm like, hey, what defense are they running? What are we running? All right, cool.
Yeah,
And I just let him take over.
right.
Now, anything else outside of that, I kind of like step in and do more of. But for my point guards, they have to understand these things because you make the coach's job easy because that's one less thing I have to like be 100% on. I could be 70% there, but then 100% somewhere else.
Yeah,
So the point guard has to have that mental IQ to
Yeah.
dictate the whole flow of everything.
Yeah, and if you think about it, man, like a lot of like if you look at the NBA, a lot of the head coaches used to be point guards. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, and a lot of times you look at college coaching, a lot of the point guards end up going to be GAs and then get into coaching because, like, you know, they understand the game. Their IQ of the
Yeah.
game's like next level compared to everyone.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why you don't, like you said, you don't see the big men do it because you don't have to have that
Yeah, you
responsibility
just
of,
big and you know one position,
yeah,
but post up, man. Like that's it. Like, just post and get a
yeah,
rebound. Like it's just a desire. Like you gotta have a want at that position.
yeah. That's why I think somebody like a Juwan Howard,
Yeah.
what he's doing is special because you don't see 4 or 5 men turn out to be great coaches like that. Like you
Right.
mainly see, like you said, point
Yeah.
guards. Every once in a while, you get a couple wings here and there, but
Yeah.
a big,
Nah.
you an
I
assistant
mean,
coach.
I can't think of many.
I think Juwan is probably the only one, especially college level. I think that's the only one I can think of.
Yeah.
He had Patrick Ewing for a minute, but
Yeah.
Juwan's the main
He
one.
didn't last long. He didn't last long. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy,
so
man. It is cool to think about, though. Gives you an idea on
yeah,
like how smart these point guards really are.
yeah, yeah. So I think kind of goes without saying, if you have a low IQ as a point guard, there's very low shot of you making it.
Mm.
But besides that, what is something else that a one can have or not have that's hurt them from that scholarship?
Um, communication. Hey, you don't talk on the court. That's my one. I'll say I'm one and only right there. Like, because it's so big.
Mm,
If you can't communicate, like if you can't communicate specifically, like specific communication, like
mm.
that's a write off real quick.
Talk about it. Let's go a little bit deeper. What do you mean by that? Specific communication.
Like instead of just saying, you know, ball, 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 or I got or saying yeah, or yeah, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you call actions. Call actions like if you're in the zone and you're on defense, you're in the zone, like and somebody's running to the middle, don't just say, here they come. Like say, here they come from the low left block. Like just I got middle. They're coming to you. You got middle. Like run over and bump somebody. Bump down or bump over. Or you know what I'm saying? Like just be specific in
Hmm.
what you're saying. Don't just say like a word just to be saying something. Like make it mean something. Like you're just not over there coaching, just saying random words. Like so, you got to be specific, especially as a point guard. Um, or say you're on offense, you coming off a ball screen, and they're blitzing you. You know, you tell the big short roll, short roll. Don't just say roll, roll, roll. Like remind them short roll, short roll, short roll. Boom. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, um, you know what I'm saying? We got different things we say. Like, you know, if somebody drives and you're let's just say the person drives from the wing and you're in the corner on the same side, you scream pull behind. You don't just say ball. Like you're pulling behind them when they drive so they know you're behind them.
Hmm.
Pull behind. You know, or if you're in the corner and somebody drove, you scream lift, not just ball. Like certain words that
Hmm.
mean a lot more than just that one, ball or yeah or here or I got you. Like, like
Yeah,
it don't make sense. Like it didn't tell you nothing.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. I think that's one step deeper because my level, you hear a lot of people complain about, oh, players don't communicate, they don't talk on the floor,
Mhm.
and I think what you just said, like that's the first level of like I'm here, I got ball, uh, all the little
Yep.
stuff like that.
Exactly.
When you're talking about higher levels, you have to lift, drift, bump down, bump up, bump like little detailed stuff like that because you don't want to have make the decision making as quick as possible and simple as possible.
Yeah.
So if I automatically know you said bump, am I bumping down, over?
Yeah.
How
Exactly.
am I bumping? You say bump down, okay, bump down. Like it's
Right.
one and
Quick.
two.
because the flow of the game, the speed of the game is so fast. Then you got the crowd is so loud. Like it's got to be specific. It's got to be quick and specific. You start drawing out sentences or something like one take too long, two, then you're not gonna catch every word of it. Like, so yeah, the point guard's got to have that.
Yeah, so that's a pretty solid rundown of every position, man.
1 through 5, man. You gotta have a good bench. I gotta have a solid bench.
Yeah, man. So I think that just helped out a lot of girls. Like there's some 7th, 8th grader, 9th grader, maybe even 10th grader listening. I'm like, okay, my dream school is Alabama. I want to go over here. Or maybe I just want to play at this level.
Right.
I now have a blueprint to look at to say, okay, I'm this height, so I'm playing one of these 2, maybe 3 positions. I need to work on these skill sets.
Right.
I need to make sure that I'm good in these areas and I don't have these flaws. But one thing that I kind of want to talk about with you is the social media half, because you can have the skill set and you look amazing,